Hey, good afternoon, 8th grade Bobcats. Mr. Flato here. Welcome back to another great week at the Helena Middle School. On today's Bob lesson, I have a question for you. Brand new Bob lesson today, but it comes with a question. Where do we get our self-esteem from? Where do we measure ourselves versus other people in the world? What are some of the influences that maybe we do every day that may affect how we feel about ourselves, how we tell ourselves what our worth really is and what our value is? Found this awesome video this week, wanted to show it. Hopefully this will lead to some good discussion, but also some good self-evaluation in answering some of those questions and hopefully starting to separate what's real from what's fake. Hope you guys enjoy this Bob lesson. Hope you guys make it a great week.
Dear girls, you are not pretty enough. That's the message you hear every day. They may not say it like that, but low-key, they do in their own way. So I don't know if it's my place to say, but I want to tell you something. As a man, you may not be pretty enough, but you are beautiful. See, being pretty is cool, but it don't last. The more you obsess over the body you have, the more you will feel pain. Cause see, one day the prettiness that you cherish oh so much will fade. And you won't be able to use Juno, Lark, or Valencia to filter it away, because this is what happens naturally with age, and that's okay. So as you scroll down the page, comparing yourself to her and her, subconsciously driving yourself insane, I got a secret to tell you. Come closer. You're being played. See, the stress and anxiety you feel is exactly what these companies intend to do to your brain. I mean, think about it. Why do you suppose they call it Instagram? Because it gives you an instant gram. See, every like is like a hit. And the more you get, the more it takes to keep the feeling rushing back. So it is no coincidence that you then double tap. Like a digital drug dealer, they constantly lower your self-esteem and then supply you with the fix you need. Every day you scroll through dirt, they treat you like a pig. Why do you think they call it a feed? Let me catch you up to speed. It's the same reason banks give out a sucker when you leave. They laugh right in your face because they know you can't stop them. They're in the business of addiction and they know they got you. 2,617. You know what that number means? That's the number of times a day the average person touches their phone. Millions of people every minute come down with, did somebody like my post syndrome? You got all these followers, but you can't shake the feeling of being alone? Open your eyes, it's all by design. They want you to feel not enough, like you have to constantly prove your worth. From the movies you watch, to the songs on your radio dial, to the magazines placed ever so neatly in the grocery aisles. You know the ones with the movie stars. Since they wouldn't make any money if you already loved who you are. See, there is no profit in saying you're already perfect and beautiful too. So I don't expect this video to get too many views, but I gotta do what I gotta do and tell the truth. And the truth is, you don't need perfect eyebrows or a thigh gap. You are already so lit. And you don't need a large number of people you don't know to confirm that. You don't need the latest detox program, teeth whitener, or flat abs. Your worth is not determined by the price tag on a dress, pair of shoes, or a new bag. I wish I could show you what you have deep in yourself. It is truly a beauty that words cannot describe. But ironically, it speaks for itself. See, when you smile, you shine and brighten the darkest place. So it is your duty to keep smiling, to make this whole world a better place. You are enough, and knowing that is something nobody can ever take. Whether you do or don't have blush on your face. You laughing, but I'm serious. So who cares about being pretty enough? You are already so beautiful. Period.
Hope you guys like that video. I saw that video on, ironically enough, social media this week, and that is somebody that I follow because he puts out a lot of positive stuff that's kind of geared towards helping other people. And I instantly was like, I see this so much in you guys and you kids, boys and girls. I see so much of the self-esteem and having self-esteem, or probably lack of self-esteem in middle school. Middle school is a very difficult time in life with puberty and with all these social changes that are going on and getting to know who you are better going on. And I stop and think to myself, like, where do our young people get their messages from? Where do we measure ourselves against the world? And unfortunately, I have to put myself in the context of you guys. You guys have only known cell phones in this era. When myself and your teachers were your guys' age, we didn't have these cell phones, and so the platform is different, and so much of your guys' world is through these things, and this thing can be so mentally unhealthy, and the way we interact and the way we measure up, and therefore the way we get our self-esteem, can be such a shallow place and such a non-validated way. I had a shout out Mr. Semensky. I had a great conversation with Semensky. He's doing his counseling stuff with me one period a day, and he asked a student, "Where do you get your self-esteem from?" And I had to stop and think. And I think it's so critical that we get our self-esteem from the correct places in life. And I think when so many of you are engaging on these social media platforms, and if that's a place that you're trying to get your self-esteem from, I really hope you guys can think twice about that and really stop and reflect on, are you trying to get your self-esteem off of social media? When I think about kids your age and human beings and where should you be getting your self-esteem from, it should be showing up every day and being Bob. If you're being Bob every day and you're being your best self and you're working tirelessly every day to be yourself, that's where you should get your self-esteem from. You should be getting your self-esteem hopefully from things that you can control. You can't control any of that stuff out there on social media. What are things you can control? Do you show up every day? Do you do your best? Do you get plenty of exercise? Do you treat yourself with self-respect? Do you eat healthy? Do you get enough sleep? Do you abstain from drugs and alcohol? Do you embrace in relationships that are healthy and for the right reasons, not because of popularity or any of that stuff? But things that you can't control, because that's all you'll ever have in life is the things that you can control. So I hope you guys can take a moment and maybe further your discussion with your advisor teachers right now based on 2019 in this world that we're living in. And I know many of you, you guys didn't set the rules for the game. The rules for the game for many of you are interacting through technology and social media. But I think, as that video pointed out, sit and think about the effect that it has on us, on each of us individually, whether that's a healthy thing or not, and hopefully separate the real from the not so real and get to a good place with that. I see so many amazing 8th graders that I think so very highly of. Each and every one of you are amazing in your own way. As adults, we can see this. I know sometimes when you're 13, 14 years old, you can't see that in yourself or in each other. And it breaks my heart when I sit and talk with these kids, you guys, and I hear your self-doubt, and I hear your lack of confidence, and that stuff sometimes breaks my heart. So I'm glad we were able to show this video today. Care about each and every one of you, and each and every one of you are amazing in your own way. That brings us to this week's Jellybean Question of the Week winners, who are Bo Wood, Olivia Thunstrom, Carter Petrie, Gregory Renner, Tristan Denning, and Asa Wood. The answer, of course, is when is the only time you can add 2 to 11 and get 1? Well, if you add 2 hours to 11 o'clock, then you get 1 o'clock. Nice job, crew. All right, this week's Jellybean Question of the Week is, what kind of nut has no shell? If you think you know, submit your answer to the Bob Box no later than Friday. Tune in next week. See if you're going to be somebody that collects jelly beans from myself after school on Monday. All right, crew, let's go out and make it a great week at the Helena Middle School.